Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey!
Hello.
Game week. G. Bush has got the fit going, so we know we're getting close.
We getting close.
The number one is for
G. Bush.
G. Bush, because you didn't get that single digit when you were playing.
Nah, I ain't get the single digits, so they owe me all single digits.
Has a D lineman ever had the number one?
Oh, wow.
I think it'd be kind of sweet.
Good question, but I don't know.
Not
that I can think
I mean,
of.
you got a lot of linebackers now wearing single digits.
I don't think the closest thing, you got 11 back in the day. I don't know how.
Micah Parsons just moved to number one.
Oh, did he?
Oh, there
Yep.
you go.
Oh, well,
Wow.
they're
Now
foreshadowing,
you
right? Listen.
What's up, Micah?
Hey, what's up, Micah? Hey,
You're
I
a
don't,
trendsetter.
I don't have any of his checks, but you know,
Probably be number 4, but you know.
4 is decent. So the
No, I think Green Bay's not going to let that happen.
That's not going to really happen.
Hey, no
too long.
spitting on today's show.
Yeah.
I probably don't have to say that, but I think I should.
Yeah.
No spitting. Unless
I
it's
had somebody
just
spit on
an
me
accident.
once.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I almost killed the guy. Literally,
That is
my life
disgusting.
almost was ruined by this person spitting
Spit
on
in
me.
your face?
Spit on my face. I ran after him. He was faster than I was. He got cocky about his speed and started taunting me running backwards. He ran into a garbage can. I was in the prime. I was 23. We were talking about my weight loss surgery before.
Prime Adam the Bull.
I was 190 pounds. I was in great shape.
Wow.
And he ran into a garbage can. He fell. I picked him up. I was about to give him a pile driver on the concrete. I probably would have snapped his neck.
And you
I was
thought
so
better of it.
enraged.
You thought better of
My
it.
friends pulled me
What
off of
did you
him.
do
Yeah.
to
Get spit on.
To get spit on?
It was
That
an
is-
argument. We were playing basketball. That's
Oh,
it.
wow. Wow.
The kid was a weasel. I think everybody in my friend group had beat the crap out of him at one time or another.
Yeah.
And we were arguing, and he spit, and I lost my mind. I went crazy.
You would.
That's so despicable.
I don't think
You're
Dak saw
asking-
it. Dak's eyes never
Yeah.
went to it. I think if Dak would have seen it, he would have reacted in some way, shape, or form.
Well, there was the video that came out after that showed Dak spitting first at the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, yes, and
It was in Carter's direction, but
That's
it was
okay.
at the ground,
That's
and then
okay.
Carter obviously retaliated.
Guys
the way he
spit.
did.
That's what we do.
Players-
We don't spit on each other.
yeah, you spit on the ground in sports. That's part of the deal.
That's it. Yeah.
Hey, remember, this is funny. Remember in COVID, people was going around spitting on people like that was a death sentence. Like,
Right. I gotta get checked
Oh, for real?
immediately.
You know what? I got something for you. I'm like, you can't do that, man. You can't be lifting your face mask up. That was a whole nother time. But
Ugly.
Anyhow, no spitting on today's show.
Yeah.
Busy day. This is our last preview show before the Browns take on the Bengals on Sunday. I noticed, did you guys, you probably didn't because I don't know that we had it in time, but did you respond to the Jamar Chase, I'm not going to jump into the dog pound because they stab people in there? Did we?
no, that came out a little later, right?
I mean, Chase was laughing. Like,
I know
he
he was.
said he was joking.
Of
I
course
thought
he
it was funny.
It was a joke. We ran it yesterday on Channel 3. He's probably, and the way he said it's the only person that can say that and make Browns fans laugh, just because he was joking to begin with. Now the question is, will he try to do that if he scores a touchdown on Sunday?
I don't think so.
Is there a dog pound?
No.
Yeah, they
I
really
don't.
do.
What,
The dog pound got knocked down when
Yeah.
they knocked down the old stadium.
Thank you. Yes. And they're going to try to move it to Brookmark.
It's
We've
so
already
dumb.
been told.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah,
let
please.
it go, guys.
Let that die. Let
It
something
was
happen
awesome.
organically.
It was awesome when it happened,
Ugh.
but now you're just forcing it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Mikey Mike, other side of the glass. Busy show.
Busy show.
90 minutes here and then 30 minutes on to Channel 3 with...
Never before seen content.
Right.
We got
Yeah.
2 weekly segments making their 2025 debut. I got a 5-pack of McNugget stats that you need to know for Sunday's game that I very much enjoyed coming up with this week. We got pre-written headlines
Those are always
coming
great.
in the TV show. Anthony has updated our graphic template. We've gone from a newspaper to a digital version of the UCSS.
I think that's
Times. So
appropriate.
we've
Are we officially calling the death of the newspaper then?
We're going to see if you guys like the new format
Okay.
and the
Okay.
new graphic before we fully decide to commit to it for the rest of the year. I think Ant did a terrific job
Makes me
Good.
sad.
updating those.
By the way,
And,
doesn't it look like Mike's shirt is like neon?
It does have a glow to it. It's
There's
'cause
a
it's
little-
ring light.
Yeah, I
I think there's
love
it's
him.
because the light right there. I had to.
Yeah.
So the reason, well, I wear this shirt. It's not the first time I've worn it, but I had to ride my bike into work this morning. It's actually
me.
right over there.
Why?
Because I got to drop it off for the Velasano ride tomorrow.
Oh,
And
okay.
the car I have is not big
Are
enough.
you doing
to,
the 25? What?
I'm doing the 25-mile race tomorrow.
Yeah.
I surpassed my fundraising goal. Thank you to the UCSS supporters, because a lot of that money that I raised came
Awesome.
from you guys.
That's great.
As a station in the KYC team,
We surpassed.
we
it
raised
as well.
$41,000 in change for cancer research. So let's give
That's
everyone a round of
Yeah,
applause.
that's
awesome.
Thank you guys.
That's huge.
That's
The
awesome.
race is tomorrow. It goes
Yeah.
all around Cleveland. I'm doing the 25-mile ride. It's not really a race, but I'm going to make it a race.
Are you really? So then you've trained for this?
Does anyone else know
Yeah.
that you're making?
I don't know if
race?
anyone else knows it's a race.
Who
I
are
will
you
be
trying to
racing.
beat?
I want to break 140, which would be a 4:15 mile for 25 miles.
That's a good pace.
And I do not have a fast bike.
Is there somebody
Oh.
you got your eye on, like a competitor from WKYC that you like? I got to kick his ass. Or whatever.
Polk. I mean, go for Polk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Polk is going to take this seriously whatsoever. I just want to do it so I can
Yeah,
be
he
done
won't.
and start enjoying the rest of my
Although
Saturday.
yesterday he did a live shot. He was live all day long in the 4, 5, and 6. He was like kind of talking smack and more competitive than I've ever seen Mike.
Wow.
Well, if he wants
About
to race,
anything.
I would gladly challenge Polk to a race. He's doing the 25-mile ride, too,
Yeah.
so we will be in the same.
I'm doing
Yeah.
the 50 virtual. I've got my playoff
Peloton?
game is tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always do it virtual every year because I can't. It's always playoff weekend.
The
Yeah.
first time I ever ran a 10K,
Yeah.
I got passed by a mom pushing a baby carriage.
Oh, wow.
It was the most humiliating.
Was that the
moment of
last
my
time
life.
you ever ran a
I was
10K?
like, I mean, I'm fine getting passed. When you
Right.
get passed, and by the way, there's a lot of women with baby carriages,
Oh.
and they run fast.
They can move.
And the first time that happened, I was like, that might be the most pitiful thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I got passed by a mom pushing a baby.
You know, this is the way I would explain it because sometimes when I'm on the treadmill, not anymore because I can't run, but when I used to and I was at a gym where there were a lot of them, I don't think I wasn't peeking down there to see what everybody was running.
Oh,
speeds were-
absolutely.
Oh,
you
you're
have
7.5? I got 8.5.
You have to.
And
Have
then
to.
I learned because someone told me a woman was 2 treadmills down and she was pounding that thing. And I'm like, okay, you want to go? Let's go. Stop. So I knock up the speed for mine.
Classy.
And about
Very
30
classy.
seconds in, I'm like, what am I doing? I
Yeah.
cannot keep up with her. And when she left, the guy that was in between us said, bro, she's like 70 pounds lighter than you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
And so I would always do that mental gymnastics and say, they do have less weight to carry, but man, they can be impressive.
That was humiliating.
One of my fiancés used to run marathons, and I used to never go.
Not even to support?
What am I going to do?
You didn't want to see her doing that.
No, I mean,
The funniest part of that statement, even though we know G. Bush well already, to know it's not that, is that he said one of my fiancés.
Yeah, you're right.
And at this point, nobody even reacted to that.
No, that's just like, yep, there's been a lot of them.
shout out to her. She lives out west now.
How many were there? Just a quick count.
4.
Does that include Rosie or is that pre-Rosie?
No, I actually married her.
So that's 5.
So 5?
She's like the,
Well, she would still count as a
She-
fiance because
yeah.
at one point she was
Yeah.
a fiance.
Yes. That would
So
count.
5.
So it would be 5. Right.
That's awesome. That's a book.
Yeah, it
G.
is.
Bush, I don't know what you're
Oh
waiting
my
on.
God.
Write that book.
Yeah.
Because at this point, when you've had 4 failed and now you've had one that is working,
Yeah.
I think at that point you kind of become a guru
I-
by what not to do.
I don't want to. You listen. There's a precedent set. Drake is suing people, so I don't want none of my exes suing me. I like to keep my money.
I could see this. Remember that movie with John Cusack where he owned a record store and he would talk about the whole movie was
yeah,
about.
yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Serendipity?
No.
High Fidelity.
Yes.
High Fidelity.
Good
Great
word,
movie.
remember that.
I
Teamwork.
feel like this could be the sequel. Is G. Bush's life,
We might have to try
all the
this out. I gotta
fiancés.
check it
Let's
out.
go.
G is the most interesting man on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have established that. Guys,
Yeah.
we got a gigantic show to get to, so let's dive into our topics. Our first topic today is brought to us by DoorDash. It's almost a weekend, guys. It's time to look back and crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. I'm hoping we're back in on Monday talking about how Joe Flacco came through in the clutch to deliver the Browns a victory over the Bengals to kick off the 2025 season. We'll find out if it happens on Sunday. And just like Joe Flacco delivering for the Browns, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays with DoorDash Streaks. You save every Saturday you order. You can stack it up all season and save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. The promo period ends on November 18th. All right, guys, we got an update after we got off the air yesterday, and we learned that Myles Garrett did not practice. He sat out with a hip injury. Now, it doesn't appear this hip injury is going to be too serious. We'll find out if he's practicing shortly here when the Browns take the field in Berea for their final Friday practice before the game. But he did not play. Mary Kay suggested he may have had an MRI earlier in the day, but that is yet to be confirmed. Kevin Stefanski will speak, so we will get some clarity. But two-part question, and G, I want to start with you. If Myles can't play, can the Browns still beat the Bengals? And if he does play, how does a hip injury hinder a defensive lineman's effectiveness?
Yeah, we're gonna have to put some regular spectacles on for this one.
Uh-oh. Wait, what did you have on?
That's the early glasses change in the history of YouTube.
We gonna have to
Yeah, he called an audible in the first series.
Yeah, what you mean? What you mean his hip hurt? Like, this is funny. We had Zach Jackson in here just yesterday, and what we say? We can talk all this noise we want. The Browns is about 2 or 3 positions away from being out of here very quickly, and one of those positions is Myles Garrett. He cannot be hurt ever. You will find out what the defense looks like without Myles Garrett, and that you don't want to ever have that happen because everybody turns back to normal, just like I did. I went from G. Bush to Garrett because I had to put these glasses right on. So they might want to figure out what's going on. MRI, and I don't like that. What? Like,
I didn't see that.
I know. Is that confirmed? And
Mary Kay suggested he may have gotten an MRI.
Oh, don't suggest. That gets so lost in
like,
the weeds.
The MRI game is.
I might win the lottery when they draw the next Powerball numbers.
I don't know how y'all is, fellas. Like, but when we go to the doctors and they tell you MRI,
no, that's serious.
Yeah.
I don't want no problems with it. Yes, it's a huge problem. And by the way, if you're a defensive lineman, everything that you do and Myles Garrett does. And what makes him elite is he's a ballerina on a tightrope running past offensive linemen. He's this far off the ground. He has all of that weight shifting. He's low right there. Like the weight shifting, the torque, the thrust in his lower body to be able to bend the corner and run the hoops, that's his whole game. He's great at other things, but if you can't bend and you have a hip issue as a defensive lineman, you got to get in the stance and fire out 50 times a game, that's slightly a problem.
Can I ask Jason a question? I don't want to get too far off track here, but to me, the MRI report is massive. If he had one, it raises my level of concern.
Big time, yeah.
But Jay, from a reporting, like the machinations of a report, to me, Mary Kay is one of the best.
Yeah.
I can read you the exact sentence.
Why don't
let's
you,
do
before
that.
we dive into this?
This is and I'm reading word for word from Cleveland.com, Mary Kay's article. Garrett was seen walking into the Browns facility after practice was over around 3:30 p.m. with his personal physical therapist. He appeared to be walking fine despite the hip injury. It is possible that Garrett underwent an MRI or other exams on Thursday.
It is possible. Jay, typically, for someone like Mary Kay, I would imagine that means she's heard someone say MRI, but she couldn't get it confirmed.
Yeah, I can only speak for me.
That's
in
what
that instance. I'm not using the word MRI until it's used to me. I'm not saying she did or I don't know. I don't know what conversation she did or didn't have. But when I've been in that position, you don't
just throw it out there.
Yeah, you don't infer that unless it's been inferred to you or unless you have some reason to believe it.
Yeah, my guess would be she heard it, but couldn't get it confirmed.
Listen, the MRI could come back clean. Like it could just be a precautionary thing.
Yeah.
So I also wouldn't race to a conclusion that this is really, really bad. Now it was very surprising. I was at Browns yesterday. And I did not go out on the field for practice, but everybody and basically they just go out there to take attendance. That's it. Because you can't really, now we're into the season and you can't really watch much and see much. So the reporters who came back in said 95 wasn't there. That's a little odd. And it seemed like it took just a little bit of time for the Browns to put anything out on the injury. So there is reason for concern. He's incredibly tough. We've seen that before. Like he flipped his car and played with some of the injuries that he's had, he's been able to
missed a
push
week,
through.
right?
Yeah, I think he did miss one game.
Played like 10
Missed
days
one
later.
game.
But I
He's
mean, I would have been in intensive care for 6 months.
I'd
Yeah.
still be
And
there.
he missed a week. so he's unbelievably tough when it comes to playing through stuff like this. If there's any chance at all he can play, he's going to play, I would imagine.
That's what I would say.
We just don't have enough information yet to make any sort of conclusion on that. Today will be telling if he's out there today, and what the injury report says afterwards. And we'll see. Friday's injury report's usually pretty revealing.
To me, Mike's initial question of like how much of a difference does it make in the game? I mean, now I'm picking the Bengals to win either way, but the Browns have like a reasonable chance. They got no shot without Myles Garrett. That changes the whole game. Myles Garrett can wreak havoc on the Bengals' offensive line. If he's not there, the Browns' defensive line without him, I don't know. We don't know what. I mean, it's at best okay. At best.
What you mean at best?
You know, well, just because we don't know enough about Mason Graham and whatever.
I
but
mean, you
I'm
can't
trying.
count
You
on
know, but
rookies. Like,
He's being kind.
Yeah.
In all likelihood, without Myles Garrett, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can sink our teeth into and say, well, we've always got this guy. We've got flashes of potential all over that line. But it's flashes of potential. It's not established dominance like Myles. If Myles can't go, I think, guys, not only will it have an effect on the defense, it will take the wind out of the entire stadium.
Oh, 100%.
The fans will have less enthusiasm and passion. The offense is going to know, guys, we got to be perfect. No 95 today. I think the impact of losing him would be greater than losing your starting quarterback, even if it was Joe Flacco.
I was just going to say that on any other team. I don't know what it would do to the point spread. Like the Bengals are a 5.5 point favorite, or at least were as of this morning. I assume it still is, right? Usually, unless a quarterback gets hurt, the line does not change. In my mind, it should if Myles Garrett doesn't play.
I would agree with that.
They'll go to at least 6.
The Browns are the only team in the NFL, except for maybe the Saints because they're in the same boat with quarterback, that if you said, if you asked every Browns fan, okay, either Myles Garrett or Joe Flacco has to sit out this game.
Yeah, give me Myles.
I would take Joe Flacco.
Sit Joe, give me
if
Myles
I had
on
to
the field.
choose.
100%.
And you wouldn't say that about any other team in the NFL?
Very few, if any.
Because, Joe Flacco's at best, the 31st quarterback, 30th quarterback, 35th quarterback. I mean, who knows? Myles Garrett makes such – the Browns' chance in this game, beyond the Bengals have been bad to start the season. The Browns' best chance is that Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward play like superstars, as they often have against the Bengals. They often have in general, but especially against the Bengals. Those two guys have played particularly well. If you don't have one of them, especially Myles Garrett, I don't see any chance at all.
I agree. Bull, I'm surprised that the spread is as small as it is.
Well, the game's in Cleveland.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And it's the Bengals.
But you know what? I've got a lot of people telling me the Bengals are a Super Bowl contender, and I've got a lot of people telling me the Browns are 32. So
It's
5
also
points.
week 1.
Here's why it's 5 points. The two pillars of the Browns just happen to be, I don't want to call them poison pills because I think that's too strong, but they might be kryptonite to what the Bengals do best. Like, that's what the Browns excel at. Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett. It happens to be the Bengals' strength too. So, rock meets immovable object, like what happens there? If you take the precursor to Denzel, Denzel's great because he only has to stay in coverage for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
What if he has to stay in coverage for 4 and 5 seconds?
Yeah.
I just think that no Myles Garrett, to me, I would move the line to a touchdown.
I would too. I'll be shocked if Myles Garrett doesn't play in this game. Obviously, I don't know what's going on.
Sure.
Just knowing him, as Jason talked about, and this has kind of come out of nowhere.
It has, right?
I'll be totally shocked if he doesn't play.
The only couple things that scare me to death, if you play defensive line, a hip or a foot. Now, a foot, you're planning and you're firing off and you're doing things, and your foot doesn't get much blood flow. Hips are devastating. I just go back and remember Bo Jackson, right? When you mess a hip up, now you're talking about it's very difficult to get blood flow in that area And what usually ends up happening, it leads to degeneration in the socket, and you might end up having to get a hip replacement. Nobody plays with hip replacements, man.
Now, listen, this might be nothing.
Right.
Sure. It might be a little tweak. It might be absolutely nothing.
I don't. There's a couple of things. There's things that scare you.
We just went from missed a practice to now the man needs
hey, listen.
in
the
8
hip,
seconds.
The hip replacement.
Let me ask you this, G.
You know why? He was pounding that thing.
Let me ask you this, G. How many games? You picked the Browns to win 6 games this year. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
If I told you Myles Garrett was going to miss the whole season, how many games would you pick him to win?
Oh, my God. Now the man's out for the year?
Well,
He missed one practice.
No, I'm just
The most
curious. I'm just
severe
curious.
hip injury.
Myles Garrett was 30 years old.
In my mind, I'm glad you asked me
He's going to
that.
be on
In
the
my
transplant
mind,
list by the end of the show.
I go 0 to 100 real quick. I was like, all right. I just got done watching how the 2016 Brown season unfolded.
Yeah.
And it started off with every single quarterback getting hurt, and Charlie Whitehurst playing, and all this. If Myles Garrett is not playing, that is a snowball effect. Because then you're like, okay, well, what good is Denzel Ward being out there messing around, tackling people on the edge for? Yeah, he already misses 5 games a year. We're going to make that about 10 to 12 this year, if he's anything wrong with him. If he goes out, that snowballs into the worst-case scenario for the Browns, because now Myles Garrett is the thing that really keeps it together and keep you playing hard. If Myles Garrett is not playing, you're looking at possibly 1 to 0 wins.
I mean, we had him last year and won 3.
You won 3 with him healthy.
So, if that should be your baseline.
Yeah.
We saw him single-handedly beat the Indianapolis Colts a couple years ago.
That's true.
By himself.
Yeah.
We couldn't score points. He was just like, I'm going to block the field.
I'm curious real quick. Myles, and again, I don't want to get carried away. I think he might
You
get
already suggested he might miss the whole season. I think the carried away already happened.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I'm curious. Let's say Myles Garrett is healthy.
Yeah.
He's fine whole season. Yesterday, Mike asked a question. If you had to bet, house on the line, fellas.
Yeah.
You have 2 options. Browns win 9 games. Browns win 0 games. What would you bet?
Man, it's hard. Like I said.
That's a Sophie's choice. I mean, that's
hard.
just impossible.
It is
I'm a good
impossible,
producer.
but if you had to choose.
I would go with 9. Just
Right.
because
Go with 9.
That's the right answer.
This is what people forget.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
almost
forget
impossible.
it too. Huh?
It's almost impossible to go winless.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially now that there's 17 games.
Yeah.
So this is what we forget, and this is why I hold out hope for
Yeah.
the year. I know Joe Flacco on everybody's rating sheet is 31 or 32 or 29. And I know he's 2 years older than we last saw him in this Browns offense. But go back and look. His last 5 games in 23, he had the most passing yards in the NFL.
He probably had the most interceptions, too, though.
I don't know about that. He may well have, Bull.
Yeah.
But that's the feast or famine that
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
get with 40-year-old Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
So for me, the notion that you could somehow get to 9, this is what has to happen. He has to stay healthy the whole year, and he has to play like he did in 2023. The reason I don't think that's going to happen on the injury part, I know what 2 more years on the frame means. I know. And also, I don't know where the wide receivers are. I don't know where the running backs are. Like, he had a little bit of talent with him then. And outside of Njoku, I don't know who his, his partner in crime is going to be on that offense.
I honestly don't think the talent is any different than it was then, in my opinion.
So Judy's as good as Cooper
I think
was?
Judy right now is maybe not quite as good as Cooper, but not far off.
Right.
I don't think. He got
But
Njoku is the same. I mean, who else? They had nobody at running back.
This is a masterful punt job. This one is better than a 22 punt. Because what they did, they gave you some good old feelings with Joe, right? They know Joe can throw the ball still. They think he throw it. So it might be entertaining to see Joe throw the ball up and get 300 yards. But the punt job is in the details. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough in the running game. No. You're thin in the offensive line. You're thin on defense. You lost your starting corner. So even if they are competitive, the goal is to be just competitive enough so that they don't call the hounds and the tiki torches from coming out because we want blood, because we want 3 and something. Mm-hmm. The goal is to be entertaining, give you a little something to pass the time, and then by next year we made it. They gotta weather the storm. They did enough to hamstring little pieces and parts because, like you said, there's not enough meat on the roster to literally get 9 wins. Somebody gonna get hurt somewhere. It just is what it is.
Let's just hope it's not Myles Garrett. Like we said, we'll find out more today. If he's on the field today for practice, I feel a lot better
take
about
him
it.
off the transplant list.
Yes.
Yep.
His hip will be in.
We've got a pulse.
Yeah.
I think he was on the gurney with oxygen being
That might be
administered.
the most 0 to 100 moment in the history of the show.
Yeah.
Myles
We've
Garrett
had
missed
some.
I actually
practice.
think it might be, yes.
Yeah, but
Myles
Jay, we've
Garrett
had
missed
some.
practice. Oh my God, the man needs a new hip.
Them hips, boy.
Well, let's go from a player who may need a
Retirement.
new
They
hip
don't lie,
to
according to Shakira.
another
They don't
player
lie.
No.
who may actually need a new hip in a couple of years. Before we get to our next topic, it is brought to us by Mazda, who moves the game forward. Brought to you by those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible. They remind us to go that extra yard, shift into the extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. All right, guys, we got a Joe Flacco topic coming in the TV show as well. It's slightly different than the Joe Flacco topic we are going to discuss. Now, the first Joe Flacco topic of the day is something that we have talked about inadvertently quite a bit, and that is Joe Flacco and turning the football over. We know he had the 8 interceptions in 5 games in the regular season. Then he threw the 2 pick sixes in the playoff game. So, Bull, I wanted to start with you on this one. At this stage of his career, do you think Joe Flacco is capable of playing turnover-free football, or is this just who Joe Flacco is?
No, it's who he is at this stage of his career. I mean, he threw 10 interceptions, including the playoff game, in 6 weeks. He threw a bunch. How many interceptions did he throw last year with the Colts?
I can get you 1 second.
Yeah, I mean, he's
7.
out 7.
Yeah, he threw a lot
12 to
last
7.
year.
He was 12 to 7.
So how many games did he play last year, Mike?
I actually just looked this up.
5.
How many did he play
6?
for
8.
Indianapolis?
Started
8.
6, played in 8.
He started 6 and had 7 interceptions.
Okay, so that means he's played 12 games over the past 2 years, including the playoff game, and he's thrown 17 interceptions in those. I mean, that is beyond awful, guys. Now, how many touchdowns did he throw last year?
Last year
He
with
had
the
12
Colts,
touchdowns.
So he also had 25 touchdowns.
So 25 touchdowns.
The last 2
picks.
years regular season, not counting the Texans debacle, he
Yeah.
was 25 touchdowns and 15 interceptions.
So including the Texans game, 25 and 17.
No, 15. Oh, yeah,
17.
including the Texans.
So, like, the touchdowns are great, but he's mostly offsetting what he's doing. 17 interceptions, like, you can't beat a good team that way. Now, with the Browns, I don't know that they beat anybody good. I mean, they beat the Texans in the regular season before the playoffs, but I'm pretty sure
Flacco wasn't there.
CJ. No,
Yeah, he was. Flacco was.
but I think Stroud didn't play that game.
Stroud.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Stroud
right.
didn't, but that was the game Flacco and
You're right.
Cooper had 270
Right.
yards.
And then I could be wrong. I don't know who he played against. Like,
it was
he didn't.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
They beat the Jets. They
Bad
beat the Bears.
teams, bad
and they beat
teams.
the Texans.
Right, and the Texans without their quarterback. Last year, how many games did he win? Not a lot, right?
I believe it was 2 and 4 in his starts.
Who did he beat?
I can tell you right now. Hold on. That is a long, long list of game logs.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Okay.
Last year, he lost to Jacksonville,
Yep.
beat Tennessee,
Who was the worst team in the league?
Yeah.
lost to Minnesota, lost to Buffalo,
Good teams.
lost to the Giants,
Awful.
Bad team.
beat Jacksonville in Week 18 in overtime.
Okay,
They lost to the
so
first and third worst teams.
he's gone. Like, he's won 5 games the last 2 years. The best team he beat was the Texans, and they were without their quarterback. So the touchdowns are great. The passing yards are great. But against a good team, you can't overcome 2-3 turnovers. You just can't.
No.
And
say
they're
this,
playing
though,
all good teams to start the year.
I'll say this. It's when you were 20 and you walked up to a blackjack table,
Yeah,
you had a strategy.
sure.
Probably very conservative, right? I don't have much money to lose, man.
I'm a gambler, so it
Well,
wasn't in
yeah,
my
okay,
case.
right.
But a lot of
Jay.
people, yeah.
When I was 20 and I
Yeah.
walked up to a blackjack machine,
This
Yeah.
is the
or
wrong crew
table.
to use that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
is. Bull is all or nothing.
Jason's
Yeah.
like, please don't bring me into this. I'm
He started
recovering.
sweating when I looked at him. I'll just use myself as an analogy.
Yeah,
when I was
okay.
20, I didn't have a lot of money, so I held it tightly to the chest. I didn't want to. I'm not going up there and risking it. At 40, when I went up there, I had some extra dollars in my wallet. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna throw $100 on this hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna split. I'm gonna double down. You play the game differently in different stages. Here's what Joe knows. I'm old. I'm at the end. I've got horrible teams around me.
Yeah.
I got to hit a home run every time.
Yes.
Let's go, baby. I'm slinging it.
Yep.
And that's why his numbers are so skewed. Now, he's still not a great quarterback. He's a serviceable quarterback with a great defense that he may adjust during the course of the game. If it's 17-14, he might stop trying to throw it into impossible windows because he might be saying now, oh, I can't play that way with this particular hand. I got a 3 on the table. So I'm going to change my strategy. But I think for the most part, he is the ultimate gunslinger at this stage of his career.
Yeah, at this stage of his career. And
the Colts and the Browns, like, what the heck?
right, and you look at, the schedule they're playing to start the season.
Oh, it's even worse.
all good teams. So,
Yeah.
He's going to have to continue to make those throws because these other teams are going to score.
And it's not like they're going to run the ball down anyone's throat.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
Something we haven't really discussed is the fact that he hasn't played a full season in the NFL in 8 years.
That's fair, too.
8 years.
Right.
There's guys who don't play 8 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks who don't last that long. 2017 is the last time he played a full season. And anyone who thinks he's going to play a full season is nuts. He's not.
Right.
Not. Of course, they want to look at the rookies, but just the fact that he's 40 and
Right.
hasn't made it through a whole season.
Yeah, he'll get
in
hurt
8
at some point.
years.
He is going to get injured at some point.
No, I don't. It wasn't. Sometimes it was just nobody
was a
wanted
backup.
him to play.
He was a backup.
Yeah.
But still, how
Yeah.
can you get your body ready at 40 to do something you haven't
No.
done in 8 years?
No, it doesn't make any
hard.
sense.
It's
Very
just not
difficult.
realistic. To
He's
Mike's
been
point-
running 5Ks, and now he's going to run a marathon.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
To Mike's point about what can you live with on touchdown interception ratio, I don't love that stat because you could throw it down to the 2 and then run it in, and now
Right,
you don't
sure.
get credit for it. So I think there's
Well,
a lot
I think it's
of,
more about team touchdowns and team turnovers.
But I mean, if you want to look strictly at that ratio, I think 1.5 is realistic. I mean, it's not great by any means, but for him, it's probably pretty realistic.
And that's about where he was.
1.5 to 2, somewhere in that range. You're
Right.
not going to get 2 to 1, I don't think, over a full season.
I don't think you will either.
But if you can get to 1.5, you got to be above 1. And if you can get to 1.5, you're going to give yourself a chance. The thing you can't have when you're relying on your defense, as much as this team is, and we've talked about this, you can't have turnovers that put your defense in a bad spot, sudden change situations where they just get off the field, it's 3rd down, and you just throw a pick, and now they're coming right back out.
Yeah.
That's what's going to destroy this team, is if you're putting your defense in bad spots
another
time and
thing
time again.
that goes along with that, Jay, and this is out of Flacco's hands. The Browns took the ball away last year at an abysmal rate. They may have been last in the league in
Yeah,
They were.
I think they
That-
were.
that's
Okay,
correct.
when your defense isn't creating turnovers,
Right.
it makes your turnovers even more punitive.
Yeah.
If the Browns get 40 takeaways, you're going to see a Joe Flacco like you've never seen before. He may throw for 400 yards because all he's going to do is back up and chuck.
Well, you have an offensively challenged team that doesn't get any short fields. That's a pretty bad combo.
It's a terrible.
This is why they said this is the reason why he gives you the best chance to win. Because he ain't supposed to throw the ball right there, but you don't got no other choice. You have no other. It's like who ordered the code red? Listen, we need all code reds. Like we should be running code red drills every week. Like we don't. The thought process that this running game is going to be. Listen, even with the offensive line, like I have not seen 2021 and 2022 offensive line. That's not coming back. I know they want to run it like that, but you're not. I ain't never seen nobody 1 year ahead of retirement play 700 snaps and be a road grader at offensive line.
The Browns may be the only team in the NFL, at least that I can think of off the top of my head, that does not have a legitimate starting running back.
No, they don't have it. Like
They do not.
and
At the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment. When Judkins comes back, he probably will be,
No
but he's not
movement
here
on that
now.
yesterday, right? I didn't hear anything.
I mean,
Anybody
I
hear anything?
texted you guys. He's got
got a locker.
He's got, which I thought was odd. Like
Yeah.
I walked in the locker room, like, oh, there's Judkins' locker. Now where's he?
Doesn't have a jersey. Doesn't have a contract.
Hey man, shout out to this is foreshadowing. Wait till the bold predictions later on in the show.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
he's
have
gonna
one
sign
that's very
today and
different
score 3
than
touchdowns
Adam the
Sunday?
Bull's bold prediction, which is going to be a fun little.
His is very different than mine.
Very different than yours.
Surprises me.
Quickly, do you blame the Browns for not getting the Judkins deal done?
No.
No,
I
okay.
don't.
Because I just look at it as, it's more dysfunction.
There's got to be something
I
we're
mean, there's
missing.
blame
there.
on both sides.
Yeah.
There's in a situation like this, there's
Who do
always
you blame
has to be.
more?
Actually, I think I blame the Judkins side more on this.
What do you?
kidding. On
What
this.
for? What exactly?
I
I mean, if I'm Judkins, I look at what they gave Bond, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I was drafted.
Well, and
where's
that's
my
fair.
guaranteed money?
And I think, if you're like, that's the part where the Browns did this to themselves. I don't think the hang-up's over the guaranteed dollar. I don't think.
So what do you think
I
it's
don't know.
over?
I hate. I don't. I've heard things like innuendo, but
Yeah.
like to come out and say it's this, I don't want to be.
Yeah, that's
wrong.
fair. Don't speculate
But
if
I
you
think
don't
that
want to.
there's stuff on Judkins' representative side that is slowing things down. I think I could.
Well, it's not helping him right now.
It's not helping.
Nope.
him.
No.
All right.
I don't know how you, as a rookie, and your lifelong dream is to play on NFL grass. I just don't know how you don't get that thing done.
I agree.
And get in
Especially with
camp.
everything you've been through the last.
Yes. Your reputation right now is in the mud. Only you can bring it out. You're not going to bring it out holding out.
Let's go,
It
Judkins.
feels like every day you miss at this point, it takes like 3 days to get back. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Like
on the prep?
Oh,
yeah. Just
yeah.
he's missed everything.
Yeah, he can't
So
possibly
if
be
you come
close
in
to game shape.
Every day you miss now, it's. I mean,
But
you
he-
are so buried.
But he's a
right
running
now.
back. I think it's a little easier.
He's not in shape.
Here's the thing somebody is telling him.
Yeah.
Somebody in his camp is telling him. They didn't hire somebody say, listen, they used to like Nick Chubb too. Where's Nick Chubb at?
Right. Someone should be telling him that.
What position you play? Running back. How old are you? You're getting
right.
one contract, maybe.
Yeah.
This is it.
Get out there and play.
This is it. Like, so whatever guaranteed dollars you got, that's what you're going to get on this one. The second contract for a running back, don't be looking like that. So somebody is telling him.
Unless you earn it.
Yes. And you're like,
Well, let's remember he also probably made a buck last year at Ohio State too.
That's true.
So this.
oh, yeah,
isn't-
he's
Was
getting.
it $3 million?
This isn't what it
He was
used
the.
to be.
I think he was the
Yeah.
SEC offensive.
This isn't what it was
player
10
of the
years
year.
ago. when it came to the NFL.
I assume all college kids' money it went to the club and Nikes and Jordans and jewelry.
Yeah.
I feel no one has no
And that's
401k
it.
Blew it
for
all.
that.
That's
That's it.
Nobody else got any of that money.
Oh, listen, the crew. I got a team. With
The
me.
crew.
The crew got the team. Or one
But
of
they
your,
rolled in style for a long time.
or one of your ex fiancés. That's the way it works.
All right, guys, let's get into our next topic
you
here. I got
know.
a
As I
5-pack
know.
of stats.
What are you doing?
You guys need to know, and the 5-pack of stats today is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. We all make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing in with football back. Prize Picks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes all in less than 60 seconds. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, guys, before we dive into a 5-pack of stats that you need to know for Sunday, I have a question for you guys that will lead us into stat number 1. When do you think the last time the Browns allowed a 300-yard passer in a game was?
I think it's been 50-something games, hasn't it?
Nah, I think Bo Nix threw for it last year.
No.
Didn't Bo Nix have 300?
Bo
No,
Nix
the
did not hit 300.
The Browns have the current record, believe it or not, for
Yeah, I
most
was gonna say, that sounds
games
like a
without a
trick
300-yard passer.
Oh,
They do?
Yeah.
That's the stat I'm getting to, but I want
Yeah.
to, before I tell
Wow,
you who
that's a great
is,
stat.
I'll give you one last chance to guess.
What conference is this player in?
Currently or when it happened? It's the AFC for both, actually. It doesn't matter.
Oh, Joe
okay,
Flacco.
So,
No, it was not Flacco.
oh,
I thought he threw for 300 when he came back
well,
with the
hold
Jets.
on now. That's a major clue, guys. He's been traded within the AFC in the last 5 years,
Or free agency.
or free agency.
And I'll tell you this. It happened during the show. We have
Oh, we were
discussed
on.
this game, so it was during the UCSS era. I'll give you another 30 seconds before I dive into this.
During the-
Oh, the New England kid. He plays for us now.
Zappy.
Yeah,
He
Bailey
threw for-
Zappi.
Zappy did throw for 300, but there was one more recent than that. That
Oh, there
not
was?
the most.
Yeah,
I'll
that
give
was
you
a
the. I'll give you the
good call.
answer.
That was
Yeah,
incredible.
Hold
Bailey
on.
Zappi
Remember
went
that.
for 300.
Hold on one
Okay.
second.
Okay, Bull. I'll give you one more
The
second.
New England kid.
Zappy did throw for
60
300,
sucks,
Jay.
guys.
But that was prior
Okay.
to this most recent one.
Okay. It must have been close. They were close together. I mean, we could go through the teams.
Yeah, I'm going.
It's gonna drive you nuts, and the answer.
Hold on.
I'm just saying the answer is gonna infuriate you when I tell you.
Texans.
Houston?
And I'm forgetting the fourth team in the AFC South. Jaguars, Titans, Texans, and
Colts.
Colts. No, I don't know. I'm out of guesses.
Well, it was the Colts. It was Gardner Minshew.
Oh, you
You
killed
were
us.
right there. The Browns
Gardner
have not
Minshew
allowed.
ripped us to pieces.
The
Oh, that's the
Browns
game
have
Myles
not
Garrett
allowed a
won.
That was in
300-yard
Indy,
passer
yeah.
in 28 consecutive games. The last time it
Oh, I said
happened.
50 something. That was
Well,
Yeah,
crazy.
that's where I was kind
Yeah,
of off.
50
I'm like,
50
Bailey
was too
Zappi
much.
wasn't 50 games ago.
No,
That's
the
only
last
3
time it
years.
happened was Gardner Minshew on October 22nd, 2023, threw for 305
4.
yards that game. The second longest streak is Philadelphia. That's actually 14 now. They did not allow Dak Prescott to throw for 300. Joe Burrow last year threw for 300 yards 7 times by himself. So we have the longest active streak in football of not allowing a 300-yard passer, going up against the number 1 300-yard passer.
we think that falls
in
tomorrow?
the NFL on Sunday?
Or
So
Sunday?
yeah, what do you guys think about
Do you guys
that?
think Burrow goes for 300?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
Captain Kool-Aid.
The reason why I'm debating 300 because he might get 275 and they might get 140 on the ground.
Okay, that's fair.
So
So you're going no.
I'm gonna say no.
All right. I don't think he goes much over 300.
Man,
but
put that camera angle back on G. Bush. G, leave your head the way it was. Looks like there's a growth coming out of his head.
That's crazy.
That football.
he swallowed a football.
Was it Hey Arnold, the football shaped
Right.
head?
Yeah, football head.
That's crazy. Nah, these stats are deceiving because think about it. Like every game is week to week. So yeah, they got a great passing game, but if they get up, they gonna run this football and be we're gonna get up out of here. We're not about to be dropping back with
I
Joe
think
Burrow.
the reason I went with 300 is because I think they've been so adamant on a fast start. I don't think they want a 24-21. I think they want a 35-3. I think they want to boat race Cleveland
every
and
team
send a
does.
message to everybody.
It's also the first time Burrow's been 100% healthy to start a season in like 4 years.
And hasn't he missed a couple of games against the Browns in the last few years? It feels like he sits out the last game and it's always against us.
I mean,
yeah.
17.
Last year he played both, and the Bengals won both, but he obviously didn't throw for 300 in those games.
17. If you up 17-0 in the NFL, that might as well be 30. 17-0 is crazy. Like,
I mean, unless you're playing against one of the top quarterbacks, then you
right?
can come
I mean,
back,
but it's the Browns. Like,
Yeah, if the Browns are down, I think
that's what I'm saying.
17-0 in the NFL feels like a 20-point lead in the NBA. It can go like that.
But I'm talking about
not
for
the
the Browns.
Not
Yeah.
the Browns.
yeah.
The
All
Browns are
31 teams, yes.
The Browns are still playing 80s basketball at the center with the back of the basket.
Get left shrimp out there.
Dropping it down to Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish is getting
Chief.
touches?
Chief.
No moves, Parrish? I don't understand how they got that off. I don't understand.
It was a different time, G.
Dissing Robert
Sycamore
Parrish?
playing center for.
Different time.
Tyrone Hill's getting fed the ball. Tyrone Hill is your option?
Wow, shout out to Ty Hill.
Shout out to Tyrone Hill, man. But, I don't. If the Bengals is up, now look, because Jamar Chase can, he'll get his 100
He
plus.
could get an 80.
He could get an
on
80
one
or a
catch.
90 on one joint, and then you out here looking crazy. But, 300, I wouldn't put it past him. I still got him at like 280, 290.
Who wins the day between Chase, and I know that he's not going to be on him every time, but when Denzel is in coverage on Jamar Chase, who wins that battle on Sunday? The overall battle.
Ward better win it. I
What?
mean, that's
Yeah,
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's the NFL. The offense gets every. If
Chase has had some quiet games. He's had some big games against the Browns.
Yeah.
But I think his biggest game against the Browns, I think Denzel was hurt for that game, maybe. But I don't know. To me, when I have an elite corner and an elite wide receiver, I feel like they're both going to win some and lose some. It's that's the best you can hope for. Is
it's hard
you hold
for
your own.
In my view, it's hard for the defensive back
Right.
to come out as the clear-cut winner unless he shuts the guy out.
Right,
or, 2 catches,
which
13
is so
yards.
hard to do.
And I just don't know that you can do that to Jamar Chase, today's version.
It's like an offensive lineman can dominate a game against defensive lineman, but that defensive lineman gets 2 sacks, you're going to think he kicked the offensive lineman's ass.
Yeah, you're right.
And the offensive lineman might have dominated the whole game, except for those two plays.
The offense knows where they're going. They know what the play is.
Yeah. No, they do.
Like
as good as Ward is, I would say that if I had to pick a winner going in, I think Chase is going to win that matchup.
Yeah.
I'm going to combine the next two because they kind of play off each other. So I'm going to give you 2 stats, then we'll react to them at the same time. So on the flip side of the no-fly zone, which has been the Browns' defense, Joe Flacco has been the opposite. You got to remember.
Whoa, you snuck that in. Like, what are you talking? Like, you can't give them no nickname like that.
That's really poor,
Who
Mike.
said that?
They haven't allowed Chris Yard passer in 28 games.
That was the top of his first nugget in his 5-piece nugget.
You can't set that up and then give him a name leading into your second one.
Well, go back to that graphic.
It says
you guys missed it. When I saw the graphic, I was like, wow. No, the first one.
Yeah, he's going
when
back,
I saw that graphic, I'm like, once upon a time, the Raiders' defensive backfield had a poster with the no-fly zone. And
we got to pull the curtain back. There's enough space for like 4 or 5 words there.
I get it.
You gotta be creative in. I'm not naming them the no-fly zone.
Okay,
I'm just saying for that specific stat.
When you're 3-14, you don't get a nickname.
However, they do have the NFL's longest
none of them are very
stretch.
common.
But to Mike's defense, they have the longest stretch in the NFL.
Yeah, you do.
I guess.
Between allowing 300-yard passers. So
it's just trying to put something on the top of the graphic that fits.
All right,
We get
go
4 or
ahead.
5 words.
I give you grace. You got grace.
The other, and once again, I'm going to combine 2 stats in one here, but the
Mike, are you
opposite of
combining 2 stats in one here?
I'm going to combine 2 stats in one. If you guys will let me get the stat out, you'd be able to hear.
for the
both
record,
stats.
it's going to be 2 and 1.
2 and
Yes.
1. All right, let's go.
So
1
the
and
opposite
2.
of the no-fly zone is let it fly Flacco. In his 5 starts with the Browns, including the postseason game, he averaged 333.8 passing yards.
Did he
5
go for
straight
300 yards in that playoff
passing yards.
game?
He did, yes.
That's the most fraudulent game
Now
of
hold
all
on.
time.
Now
Well,
the
but you're
Well,
down
how am I
that
going to get
big,
2
though.
stats in a row if you don't
If
even
you don't let
finish the
him
first
go.
stat without
I'm sorry.
interrupting?
I'm sorry,
Please,
Mike. Go ahead.
Have some respect here. In Indy last year, he played in 7 games in meaningful snaps. He started 6, played in 8, but got 7 with meaningful snaps. He threw for 200 in 2 of those 7 games. And I was surprised to see that the Bengals, despite having the historically bad defense, only allowed 2 300-yard passers last season. There were a couple games where they let like 290, but if we're going off that 300-yard limit, they only allowed 2 passers to go
I'm actually
over
surprised
that.
by that, too.
And with Flacco, and let's go to the next one here, he can't turn the ball over. I know we just talked about his turnover issues, but he has 6 games with an interception. Cleveland led the NFL with 28 turnovers last season. That's 6 straight games with an interception, by the way, for Joe Flacco. The Bengals had 15 interceptions in 2024. That was tied for the 5th most. So Flacco, as we just talked about, is going to let it fly. It just doesn't always land exactly where he wants it to land.
It's like me and a golf ball.
Someone's catching this damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what's I think the craziest thing about all of those numbers, who was the last quarterback in the NFL to throw for 5 straight 300-yard games? I mean, clearly it's Flacco.
It doesn't happen often.
No, but
Burrow had 7 in total last year. Flacco's done it 5 times in a row with the Browns.
That's nuts.
If you go back, what's really crazy, as I grab my helmet crystal ball, if you go back and read the tapes, one prophesied and said that Flacco would throw for 300 the first game.
That's true.
Doubled down again and said he would throw for 300 2 games. Fast forward 3 more games, Flacco did it again, and G. Bush started the name Flaccavelli. Kool-Aid Mafia was born with Flacco throwing for 300 yards, and we called it last year.
That would be impressive, but you also predicted that there would be like 5 wide receivers catch 1,000 yards worth of passes.
Do not let the truth get in the way of a good story, Jay. I told you that before.
That's true, Jay.
You know what? That is true. You did predict.
I also said 4,500, which
4,500.
that 4,500.
I remember that.
Do you understand there's a 4,500 club out there? It used to be a show called 700 Club.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
But the
I thought Burrow might have done it last year, but he did 4. And his 5th game, he threw for 2 sets. Last year, last 5 games, Burrow.
Oh, he got red hot at the end.
428, 356, 309, Wait a second. Those are not the last 4. All right, but a 5-game stretch. 428, 356, 309, 369, 271, 252, 412, 277. That was the last 8
He
games
was
for 9
he
games.
was smoking hot at the
You
end.
know what those numbers are? That's the numbers to Dustin's credit card when he on StockX getting Jordans. 376, 544, 862. Dang.
A lot of digits.
A lot
in
of
there.
numbers in there.
It is.
I got 3. I'm going to tell you this. You're going to be mad, Bull. You're going to be upset.
Good.
Flacco, he understands what type of time it is. This is his last hurrah.
Yeah.
He's icing his arm down right now. His kids is old. He sat down with a Didi at the house.
Yep.
They was eating Chinese food.
Got over 1 million views.
1 million views out here moving around. And guess what? He's like, oh, I'm throwing the ball up. This is my last hurrah. Joe Flacco going to throw for about 350 this game.
He's a 40-year-old at the blackjack table.
350.
I mean, could.
Not, but
doesn't-
but he's going to give a couple away. But
Wow.
350.
Well,
That's
G,
a
you're going to
big
like this
number.
next stat then because
It's a
it plays
big
into the possibility of that. The Bengals, they're slow starters, guys. Since Zach Taylor took over as head coach, they are 1-11 in weeks 1 and 2 under Zach Taylor. That is the worst winning
Wow.
percentage in the NFL for any team in weeks 1 and 2. They've played Cleveland twice during that span. They lost to Cleveland both times. The one win was an overtime win over Minnesota in 2001. But I know you've addressed 21, sorry. You've addressed the fact that Burrow and the starters have played in the preseason now for the first time, but the numbers don't lie. Since Zach Taylor's been the Bengals head coach, they have been horrific out of the gate.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's hanging their hat on. Anybody picking the Browns is hanging their hat pretty much solely on that, right? I mean, like, what is your other argument?
It factors into it.
I mean,
I think your other argument is Joe Flacco could throw for 350.
We really don't have no argument. We just.
I mean, the
it's
Bengals
really
defense.
like, there ain't,
and,
like-
well, the other thing, the other thing
We
that
just-
factors into it is the Bengals defense isn't great. You know,
Yeah.
We really
right,
got
but
that.
the main thing that people that I've heard picking the Browns is that. And obviously, that has been an issue.
they've
That-
done a lot to address it, though. Bull.
and I don't
changed
know.
their MO.
Right. They have. Joe Burrow has been hurt. He has not been healthy for the preseason since I think his rookie year, and that year was COVID, so there was no preseason.
Yeah.
There might have been one other year, like 20, maybe 22. He was okay. He was healthy, but to me, that's the big difference. So yes, there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I know last year they lost to the Patriots in Week 1. They were awful.
That was kind of crazy.
2 years ago was the game in the rain against the Browns where Burrow wasn't healthy, and it was both of them played terribly, and the Browns won that game. So, yeah, I mean, listen, is this a thing that's just going to keep happening every year? You would think not. The odds are that this is just not going to go on forever. I think because Burrow's healthy for the first time in a long time to start the season, and because they made a point of, hey, this is a problem, we have to address it. It's certainly no guarantee, but I'm expecting them to play a lot better than they have in previous weeks.
Coupled with that stat is their struggles against Stefanski. I think they kind of feed into one another, don't they?
I just don't buy that. I think that's an old narrative that doesn't fit anymore.
Well, he lost both games to, Stefanski lost both games to Cincinnati last year.
Right. The Bengals
but prior
have
to
won
that, the record didn't make sense.
Right, but the Bengals have now won 3 in a row and 4 of 5 against the Browns. So
they flipped that narrative.
Certainly earlier, yes.
Yeah.
Stefanski had his number earlier, but that hasn't been the case as of late. So, listen, overall, since Joe Burrow's been in Cincinnati, I would say he's played worse against the Browns, and he's had some good games against the Browns, but overall, he's looked less crisp against the Browns, in my opinion, than against any other team.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
whatever reason. Maybe it's just Myles Garrett. Maybe it's Denzel Ward. I don't know what the reason is.
Right.
But he's looked less crisp overall against the Browns than any other team.
And I think that's all factoring into the people that are saying the Browns can
Absolutely.
win. They're taking there's a lot of little evidence all over the place. But all of those trends recently have been buried. The 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Burrow playing well.
Right.
Not really struggled against the Browns.
Early in his career, he was terrible
had
against
some
them.
success the last couple of games.
And so now the one narrative they got to get over, it's not
Slow
I mean, it's
start.
true, is these bad starts. I mean, it's a fact.
And they really went out of their way to change what they did.
They
in the
did.
preseason.
Whether it pays, I'll tell you this: if they lose this game, I'll never pick them to win Week 1 ever. ever until it actually happens. You know,
You know, LeBron James, how many finals he done lost?
4?
7.
Six?
How many?
I don't know.
how
Feels
many
like a lot of
finals?
them.
Like
He lost
4 and
4 with the
4 and
Cavs.
6.
Oh, 6, you're right.
Yeah,
it's
so,
4.
so,
4 with
so,
the Cavs, 2 with the Heat.
so he lost 6 straight finals. If he get back in the
No,
finals,
he'd lose 6 straight.
not 6 straight.
Yeah.
He lost 6 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
I'm still picking LeBron. I don't care what you talk about. Your record says it. Joe Burrow threw for like 5,000 yards and 70% completion. Like he got Jamar Chase. He has 1,700 yards last year. He won the Triple Crown. And they got T. Higgins. Everybody got their money. Everybody is chilling. Everybody is healthy. There is no way in the world. And Myles Garrett got allegedly, his hip is sore. So no. I'm not going out here talking about like this is going to be somehow. No, past does not dictate what happens in the future. If you're talking today on paper, in the roster, the Bengals have a better roster. They got a better team. They got the best quarterback. No, we're not going.
And really, all of that is not up for debate.
Yeah, that we can't even. We just rationalize. We drinking Kool-Aid at this point. We just trying to figure out something. Throw something at the dart. Like, yeah, man, we could win.
Well, I saved the most Browns positive stat for last because if the Browns are going to beat the Bengals, as we all agreed earlier in the show, it's going to take a pretty heroic effort from Myles Garrett. And luckily, Myles has dominated Cincinnati in his career. He has 13 career sacks against the Bengals. That's tied for the most he has against any team in football.
How many games?
With the Steelers. He's played 10 games against the Bengals.
Wow, that's
He's played
impressive.
12 games against the Steelers, so those 13 sacks have come in 2 fewer games against Cincinnati than he did against Pittsburgh. He also is historically a fast starter in Week 1. He has 9 sacks in Week 1 over the course of his career, and he's only played in 7 Week 1 games. He has 3 games, with multiple sacks in Week 1, and in the 7 Week 1 games he's played, he's recorded a sack in 6 of them. So 7 Week 1 games, 6 games in Week 1 with the sack. 3 of those he had multiple sacks.
Myles
And he's
Garrett is
13
the
against
greatest
the
pass
Bengals.
rusher in the history of football in September and October.
All right,
Now he's got to become in November, December, and hopefully eventually January. In September and October, there's no pass rusher I've ever seen better than him.
Yeah, you're
he
right.
looks like unstoppable the first 2 months, and then every year he tails off, whether
And
it's
there's-
the talent around him, the injuries, the
Right.
team just going in the wrong direction.
That's what I was going to say.
whatever it
There's
is.
2 possible explanations.
Yeah.
1, by November, the team's out of it in most of his seasons.
Yes.
2, he just wears out. He goes so hard. It's like if you run a 400 and you've never run a 400 and you look at everybody else at starting gate and you're like, man, I'm faster than all these guys. Well, you may be, but you don't have to be faster over the first 100 or the first 200. You got to be faster for the race.
Right.
Which means you've got to pace yourself. And
Yeah.
if you come out in a 4 and you sprint it like a 1 or a 2, you're gassed by the time you get to the finish line. I think watching Myles Garrett in his career, season by season, is like watching the fastest runner in the world try to compete in the 400. He comes out so smoking hot that at the turn, his legs are concrete and he can't kick it home. That's what Myles Garrett reminds me of.
Can I give you the numbers real quick on the season splits month by month?
Yeah,
for
we did
Myles'
these
career?
last
We
year,
did this
but sure,
last year.
refresh
I'll
our
update it
memories.
for anyone who hasn't
Yeah.
heard. In September, for Myles' career, he's played 24 September games and has 30 and a half sacks.
So that's about 1.2 sacks per game in
Yeah.
September, which is crazy.
In October, he's played in 31
1.3.
games and has 31 sacks. So literally one
sack per
per
game.
game. November, 25 games, and he has 20 sacks.
All right,
So
that's 0.8
less than
sacks
one.
per game. Not
Yeah,
terrible.
that would be the 200 to 300
Right,
meter mark.
right.
So his legs are heavy. He's slowing down. Give us
Put
the
December, January combined, maybe. Mike.
Yeah,
I will do December,
what's
January
the
combined.
What's the 300 to 400 meter number look
37 games, 21 sacks.
like? His legs are gassed.
I mean, that's almost a half a sack. He goes from starting about 1.25 sacks a game,
Yeah.
to 1 to 0.8 to about 0.5 and a, 0.6,
which is a huge drop off.
By
Now, is it lack of interest because the teams are terrible, or is it that his body is conditioned for sprints, not marathons?
Or I could just
Yeah.
take you out the game. It's
But why can't teams do it early in the
yeah,
season?
you can do that in September too.
because during the beginning of the season, I'm not wasting no resources. It's the beginning of the season. It's like saying, do you give your best game plans out early?
Well, each game counts the same.
I mean, it's week one. You're like, okay, we don't know what they're gonna we don't know what they're gonna do. By the time you get to November, there's a couple of things. There's attrition. You're hurt. Your body is beat up. Number two,
You're 2-10.
You're 2-something. Number three, teams that are playing you are playing for something. They're like, we're not about to let Myles Garrett destroy our whole game.
But some of those teams they've played are not playing for anything.
Hey.
Just like the Browns aren't.
And they say, well, let me put 3 guys over there.
Yeah.
The double team numbers are staggering for Myles Garrett, right?
That's true.
They're staggering. Like you could always take one player out of the game. That's why we always be looking for another person. Do you know how good they would be if they just had just like a Daniil Hunter? Not Micah Parsons, just like a Hunter or something over there.
Yeah.
Like where not Max Crosby, but somebody who can give you some consistent. You'd be unstoppable. But
Yeah, I mean,
that point, no.
I think part of the reason the Bengals have struggled with Myles Garrett in particular, and I don't know if they'll do anything to change it, is the Bengals don't like to leave a tight end to help double team.
No.
They don't like to do that. They want everybody out to give Joe all the options. And so, it makes it more challenging. But if I'm the Bengals, I'm putting 2 guys on him every play. Because he's the only guy up front that could wreck the game.
What I've learned
For
about
me.
coaches are very pig-headed.
Yeah.
We asked about Jason. We asked about Denzel Ward traveling. Jim Schwartz is like, nah, that's not what we do. He's gonna play one side. Now, for us, we like, well, listen, he's the best corner. It's Jamar Chase. Why not just follow him everywhere? Coaches don't be liking to do it. They're like, nah, we got a system we run. So yes, it seems like they should do that. I mean, I would do it, but like you said, the Bengals' best part of their game is what their passing attack, right? They're like, listen, we want our tight ends in the route so we can get. So that's just it is. It's just philosophy, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was the 5-pack of stats you need to know for Sunday. Real quick before we move on, do you guys feel smarter?
Much smarter.
I do.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. That's what we aim to do here at
Yeah.
UCSS. We're gonna get to some bold predictions for the upcoming season after a reminder that FanDuel is the official sportsbook partner of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. The NFL season is almost here, guys, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So are you ready to play? If you are, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet. Coming up in the WKYC show, we're going to dive into a lot of the X and O specifics of this weekend's matchup against the Bengals. But before we do that, I wanted to get some bold predictions for the season. I gave you guys a blank canvas and said it could be a player bold prediction. It could be a team bold prediction. It could be anything you wanted. And, Jay, you start us off because your bold prediction is about a player we were just talking about.
Yeah, and I have to preface this by saying if this report of the hip is true, then my bold prediction is scratched week 1. But my bold prediction is that Myles Garrett is going to, again, establish a new single-season sack record for any Cleveland Brown team history.
I thought you were going to go all the way and set the league record.
No, I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think I said on Wednesday's show,
Yeah.
I think that is a distinct possibility, and there are a lot of ifs attached to it.
Sure.
And one of them is Mason Graham going to play up to his level of expectation. We ran a soundbite yesterday from Jim Schwartz where he said he's looking at Mason's season, and I think he said cautiously optimistic or tempered enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Because what he said was, I've seen everything I need to see in practice and in the preseason. And he mentioned both the Eagles and Rams games.
Right.
He exceeded my expectations. He performed to the level that I had dreamt he would. Oftentimes with rookies, when the regular season gate drops, they pull back a little bit. So the big unknown with him is, can he continue that motor speed and level of dominance that he showed in those 2 games? If he can, and we continue to get some help from guys like Mike Hall, who we think he's going to take the next step. He spent a lot of time hurt last year. He did practice yesterday, so that's a good sign. if he gets help from the other end, I think Myles Garrett could approach that 22.5 number. But I feel pretty confident in saying that I think he's going to, if he stays healthy, and this hip isn't a big issue, I think he can get to 16.5, which would break the record. Which, by the way, he currently has the first, third, and fifth. If he breaks the record again, he would have the first, second, fourth, and sixth most productive pass rushing seasons in this team's history, which it hasn't been great the last 30 years, but prior to that, it was amazing. Yeah. And I know that the sack didn't become an official stat until much later.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they have, by the way, I'm surprised.
I am too.
They have never gone back to like find those numbers.
You know, the reason they haven't is because there's not film of every game, of every play.
Yeah, it's
so
too bad.
It'd be hard to do.
Yeah. I think he can get 20. I think if he's healthy, he can get 20.
That's where his skill set is. You should start baseline 20.
All right, Jason, you're up.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
It doesn't have to be positive, by the way.
No, I chose violence in my own way. After a whole summer screaming about quarterbacks, Dylan Gabriel leads the Browns in passing yards this season.
That's interesting.
It's clear that he's the favorite child among the rookies right now. He's next in line. I just told you, Joe Flacco hasn't played a full season in 8 years.
So it's deductive reasoning, really.
Yeah, expecting it to happen now is kind of nutty to me. And the owner came out and told you they want to get a look at these rookies. So I do think they're both going to play. I think Dylan's going to play. I think Shador's going to play. But Dylan's going to be first up, and I think he's going to get the bulk of the opportunities. I don't know when. I don't know when the transition of power occurs.
Use the helmet crystal ball.
You got to bring that up.
It only works for G.
G's got the power.
That thing don't work for me.
Yeah.
It's like when the Wicked Witch hit that thing and it zapped it back.
Actually, it's hit or miss. It's like a slot machine.
If I try to pick that
put
thing
enough
up,
quarters in there.
It'd probably electrocute me. No, I last year I wanted to go in this segment. I wanted to say DTR was going to lead the Browns in passing yards.
Ooh, wow.
God.
Which I was kind of close with Jameis, but I would have wound up being awfully wrong.
I like that, though, as a bold take.
I actually believe it. I do think Dylan's going to lead this team in passing yards.
Yeah.
I stayed away from it because there's a guy in 4,500 that just didn't happen. The quarterbacks is just never.
I mean, I don't think Dylan's throwing for no 4,500, but I think he'll have more than Joe by the end of the year because I think he's got more opportunities.
Okay.
G. Bush, you're up next.
This is tough. This is a bold prediction, and this is a guy we talked about earlier, too. I think it's a wrap.
Whoa.
I think Quinshon Judkins will miss the entire 2025 season to a league mandated suspension.
All right, hold on. Well, go ahead. Explain yourself first.
So, here's the thing.
Wow.
I think this is just me in my head. First and foremost, I think there's a reason why he's not signed right now. Because the Browns are sitting here thinking like, okay, what are we, when they say the league is doing their own investigation and they still, here's the thing that I know about the league. Even when Deshaun Watson, I know he had a lot of cases, right? Even when he settled them, they got settled. They said 6, right? Okay, that's cool. But they came back with that 11. He, 1, is not signed. We don't know when that's going to happen. 2, there's no word on what type of suspension that's going to be. And 3, what type of shape is he in? What's going on? For me, if we are sitting here week 1, right, about to play a football game, and there's no word on any of it, there's no contract, there's no nothing, I know how this thing could work. What's the best way to do it? I'm a slow walk it if I'm the Browns. I'm not gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I'm gonna slow walk it. I'm gonna have him have a locker. We're gonna say we just waiting on that new information. And when the season starts, we're gonna hope it fast forward. 1 month turning into 2 months, 2 months turning into 3 months, and all of a sudden, Quinshon, we just look at this as a red shirt year. He's not.
But is the alleged crime befitting of a season-long suspension?
No, I don't think they'll give him. But if they don't get him in the building, right?
Yeah.
And say he don't sign to his what? Say he signs week 5.
Okay.
So that's 5. Now
You got to those don't count as games sit out from the suspension.
Now we got the
So you think coupled with
the fact that you're not
that
signed.
said he was
because your headline there said
No.
due to a season-long suspension from the league.
Let me explain that.
Okay.
If you got 5 or 6 and you don't get them signed, the league is just chilling. They're like, all right, well, cool. You got to sign. Them don't count as suspended games.
they
You weren't
don't.
here.
Yeah, they don't.
So now you couple with the fact that you may get 5 or 6 more games.
Okay, so it should have said due to lack of contract and league mandated suspension.
I put what G sent me, G.
Right.
You don't like your headline, that's on you, sir.
I should have just said what I should have
Who's
just
your
said.
editor?
I should have just said Quinshon Judkins. You won't see him on the field this year.
Okay. Bold prediction number 2, he signs today. That's bold prediction number 2.
All right. Well,
They sign it
that
today.
plays to my bold prediction, which is kind of the opposite of G. Go ahead, Mike. Despite the fact that he's still unsigned, Quinshon Judkins will lead the Browns in rushing yards. So I think Quinshon Judkins is going to sign Tuesday next week. That's my prediction.
Okay. I could see that happening too.
For the reason Tuesday.
I think there's some
Off day.
I think at this point he wasn't going to play week 1 anyway. The fact that he had, remember, soon after the Guardians, like their players were suspended, their lockers were cleared out.
Yeah.
Like if this was so far away, he wouldn't have stuff in the locker. So so I'm reading into that a little bit.
Does he have stuff in the locker,
Well,
or he just?
he has a locker.
He
He has a locker.
He has a locker.
I don't
know
think
what personal
if they didn't
belongings.
think he was going to be there somewhat soon, I don't think he'd have a locker, in my opinion.
I mean, did they give him a locker prior to him? Because he had to change somewhere when he was in rookie OTAs.
Okay, but I just think like if there was a chance he was going to miss the whole season, I don't think he'd have a locker right now. Those things, there were 40 other guys who had lockers a week ago. They're all gone.
Well,
That's a fact.
They're all gone, those lockers. So I think that not only is he going to sign, I don't think he's going to have much of a suspension, if at all. But if he does, I think it's going to be minimal. What the hell? It's like a
Man, he is
gnat or
buzzing
something.
your tower.
Yeah, I don't
so
know what the hell is
bad.
going on.
he is that
Landed on your forehead.
He's been
Driving me
here for
nuts.
I know that he has.
He's
been
elusive. He's
Yeah.
elusive.
He keeps going to my face, this guy.
One
And
of
you
the
can't
funniest
see,
things we've
and you
ever
can't
had.
see it on camera.
No, you can't. But I can see it. I'm looking
Yeah, it
right
keeps
at him.
going on
I
my
can see him
face.
coming in and out of the
Bull
light.
never reacted that way with something in your face like that again.
Here, spray some of that on.
But yeah, right?
Guarantee you.
But,
Your tower.
Crazy.
Now, part of this is my bias because last night in my big fantasy league draft, I drafted him Quinshon in the 10th round.
I took him also.
I
in
went
my family
Quinshon
draft.
and Rashi Rice. So I
roll
got
the
2
dice.
guys who would have been top 3 round picks. So now I got,
But you know what? I've done that in past
Yeah.
years, and it's always worked out for
By
me.
the time we get to the bus.
always, because
So-
they're forgotten entities in the
That's
draft.
right.
And then
So-
when they come back, everybody wants them.
But there's no way they're going to. I just don't see how. Why would he have a big suspension?
Yeah, I don't. I
Deshaun Watson had accusations from 506 people. That's why his thing was
and
so.
went from 6 to 11.
I mean, Mike Hall. But Mike Hall had his situation.
I know, but I think this is, if it's akin to anything, it's Mike Hall.
And what did Hall get?
5.
5.
It was
Right.
5.
I think that's
I mean,
good.
there were guns in that. Though.
Yes,
Yeah.
there were.
I think he's
it
gonna
could
be
2 or
suspended 3, 4 games at the most.
I think 3.
Yeah.
At the most.
Right.
And
and
I
I
think
think
less than that.
I think
what's that?
I think it was less than that.
And
Okay, great.
running back of any position outside of probably kicker
They're
or
most-
punter,
Yeah.
you can come
They're ready.
back quickly.
Yeah.
Look how
Tyvis said 3 weeks.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's not quick. Like if he signs now, that's
But-
1.
I know,
2,
but it's not
3.
like you're
But Jason,
integrating
3
a
and 4.
quarterback.
Let's say he
let's
say he misses 3 games
Yeah.
because he's not ready.
He's still gonna lead the
and
Browns in
suspended
rushing.
for 4. That would still leave 10 games.
Yeah, I hear
Where
you.
he's going to be the bell cow back.
Yeah.
If he signs Tuesday, he's not playing Sunday.
No, I agree. But he could play the following Sunday. I bet he could.
Maybe.
He
I wouldn't
could,
shock
and,
me.
and that's when the league will
Certainly
probably
by the
step
week
up.
after that he would play.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I think he signs, and then by like week 4 or 5 he's ready to go, and then either the suspension kicks in there or not, whatever. I mean, in a perfect world, he gets suspended right away.
Yes.
So this way, the games he's getting ready, he wouldn't have played anyway.
Really,
we'll
what
see.
you're saying is you have no faith in Jerome.
Yeah, the guys Jerome
That's
Ford.
really what your prediction
They don't
is.
have
Yeah, no.
like Quinshon Judkins has the talent to be a stud.
He does.
Dylan Sampson's a part-time player. We know that. Jerome Ford is just a random dude. I mean, and as G said, and he's right, the Browns' offensive line, while good, it's not what it was a few years ago. And they can't, like, Nick Chubb was kicking ass until he got hurt. a lot of that was Nick Chubb. Like, Jerome Ford can't do that. He's not capable of doing that. Whereas Quinshon Judkins, I'm not going to say he's Nick Chubb, but he's closer to Nick Chubb than Jerome Ford is.
I would second that. Yeah, I would second that.
So I think when he does hit the field, he's going to play well, and he will, even if he plays 8 games, I bet you he has more yards than anybody else.
Yeah, I tend to believe you because you're saying for him you're saying that Jerome Ford can do in 9 what Judkins will take 8 to do.
Right.
I think there's a huge gap between the two in skill sets.
Yeah.
And
Now
potential.
Ford will still play some when Judkins is back, but not a lot.
He won't be the bell cow.
Yeah.
I think this line is better run blocking than people give it credit for. I think it's still a pretty good, even at their age, I think it's a pretty good run blocking line.
Ford is a subpar back, though.
I got
Last year, you have to throw out last year. Remember, Mike Vrabel was coaching the offensive line by week 3, and the offensive line, the actual offensive line coach was fired midair on the way home.
Yeah.
After
thrown out of the plane. Like, here's a parachute.
What does it say about the guy that hired him?
That was that crystal ball I was talking about last year. I was like, ooh, this offensive line coach is trash.
Can I give you guys my bold prediction?
Yes.
So
I like when Mike says, he does this all the time. Can I, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're the producer of the show, Mike. Just do it.
Well, I wasn't sure if you guys were done. But
Would we ever say no to you? We're not going to say no, Mike. We don't want to hear your bold prediction.
I want to say this.
Yeah.
Jason is right. With the Browns,
Yeah.
it's all about if you're the favorite child. If Dylan Gabriel, when he plays, he's gonna have a wide open. They about to move it to Oregon.
No, if he's a disaster, they'll move on.
No, but I'm saying he's going to have the
He's going to have the first chance.
Now with Quinshon Judkins, if you don't believe Andrew Berry is not text messaging Kevin Stefanski, bro, I need 30 carries today.
30? They couldn't even get Nick 20.
No, but that's his man.
We went to blood over that. We went to blood over that.
That is his man. They drafted him. Like, these guys, he's gonna if he's able to play, they will spoon feed him the football to be like, see, I told you it was worth it. Now go ahead, McNugget.
Before I give you my bold prediction, Mary Kay has tweeted that Myles Garrett is back on the practice field today.
Okay,
hey,
great.
man, listen,
He's
man.
off the transplant list. He doesn't need hip
He's
replacement.
alive.
We're not changing the point spread.
He got the MyoFlex. He put it on the hip. He ready to go.
All right, my bold prediction
Clearing the paddles.
was inspired
was
by
unbelievable.
something Jason Lloyd said 2 seasons ago.
Oh, Lord.
Remember he said, interceptions, they're just not Greg Newsom's thing.
Don't
He's
you
right.
do this.
He's
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Or at least he's been right until this year.
Here we go.
My bold prediction,
No, he's not.
Greg Newsome will have 5 interceptions this season, which leads the team and will basically double his career total. He has 3 in 4 seasons. He's going to have 5 this year alone.
Do you know what
Newsome
5 picks?
leads the Browns in interceptions. Moving back to the
gonna
outside,
get the opportunities.
contract year,
They're going to throw his
it is
way.
they
all
are.
paying up
I mean,
for Greg Newsome.
That headline is not even factually correct, Mike.
Yeah, I meant to have 6, but you know what?
Yeah.
It was a busy morning. I rode my bike in this morning.
It would
Gotta
still,
cut
even
this
if you
slack.
had 6, that headline would still be factually incorrect.
More than double? He
Yeah,
would double.
6
he
is
would
not
double.
more than
He
double
would
of
double.
3.
You know what, Bull? Shut up. Shut up. I love
I'm
you.
sorry that you made a mistake. You threw G. Bush under the bus with his headline. I can't throw you under the bus.
I'm just messing with you, Bull. It's Friday. We're ready for a Browns game.
one? Maybe we do a not so bold prediction.
Yeah.
I have one more. Luke Floria is going to be a member of this team.
So my second bold prediction was Jamari
but
Thrash.
I couldn't. That's not bold.
No.
But he is going to be a member of the Browns at some point this year. Soon, I believe.
6 picks, though.
Go ahead, Mike. What
Sixes.
were you going to say?
He's at 5.
Well,
Five's a
the other
lot.
one, the other bold take I tossed around was Jamari Thrash leading the Browns in receiving yards, but I couldn't
Oh,
talk
my
myself
goodness
into
gracious.
actually believing that.
Leading
I do
them?
think Greg Newsome will lead the Browns in interceptions this
Okay.
year,
Look-
based off the volume.
Well, these
if
have
you
to
have
be
choice
bold.
between,
These are like bold move cotton.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow. Didn't see that
I
coming.
would think like Jamari Thrash being second in receiving yards. That would be bold.
If
Well,
Jamar-
I was trying
That's
to
what
get bold. You told me yesterday my playoff picks weren't
Yeah, you
weren't
did tell him
spicy
that.
enough. So I
that
tried
would
to
be
add a
bold.
little-
Second on the team. Oh, you mean second amongst receivers? First amongst receivers?
On the squad.
Or first on the team, period?
squad.
I said he was going to lead the team in receiving yards, but I couldn't
No.
really believe that. I couldn't
Yeah, there's
talk
no way
myself
that's
into
Well,
it.
if Jerry Jeudy gets hurt,
No,
it
listen,
could happen.
If Jamari Thrash leads in receptions, the Browns aren't going to get no games. They'll go over.
Wow,
Yes, that's
17.
correct. Because he'd lead the team with like 400 yards.
He had like 406 yards and 1 touchdown.
Roger roll out 12 undy this year.
Bro, that's crazy. That means Jerry Jeudy got.
I'm going to say that Jamari Thresh doesn't end up in the top 5 in receiving yards. What do you think about that?
Oh, wow. Now that's bold.
I'd agree.
That's bold.
You got 2 tight ends. You
Two
got
tight ends, Judy and Tillman will have
Both
more.
tight ends are going to have more yards.
Yes.
Possible, but
Yes.
one thing that you kind of touched on it in the group chat yesterday about Amari Cooper. One of the things that still stands out to me about Flacco during his time here, he took a guy that we now know was at the end of his string in Amari Cooper and turned him into an all-world receiver.
But I don't think he was at the end. He was having a good season before.
No, he wasn't.
Before Flacco?
No, when
Was he
Flacco
not?
came, his numbers, I mean,
Yeah,
he was
you're
having
right.
an okay season, but he just emerged like,
Remember,
holy
he
cow.
was dropping Deshaun. He dropped a lot of
A lot of
footballs.
drops.
Like he had a lot
And
of drops.
That was last year, though.
No.
No.
Go back
2 years
2
ago.
years
2
ago.
years.
He had dropped. I don't remember.
Cooper,
I have ADD.
he looked like he was, he had 200, how many yards did he have against Houston?
Oh, that was he had a
These
monster
are his,
game.
these are his regular season numbers with Flacco in the 4 regular season games they played.
That's unbelievable.
And what did he do the rest of the season?
What were his totals?
I mean, he had like he still had like 800-900 yards.
Okay,
in the other-
that means he more than doubled his production with Flacco.
right, but he wasn't having a bad season.
Well, I don't know, 500 yards for a WR1. That's not a good season.
No,
In 11 games without Flacco,
Yeah.
he had 47 catches, 760
Okay,
that's
that's not
yards.
bad.
Yeah.
That's
And
better
2
than I
touchdowns.
remember it.
That's on pace for like 1,100 yards.
His decline was so rapid.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's
just-
not uncommon in the NFL.
Boom.
Yeah.
He just was unusable.
Well, if you look about it, 7 something is good, but it's the touchdowns.
He only had 2 touchdowns.
Jason's favorite stat is.
I hear you.
Jason's
But-
favorite stat is they'll let you run up and down
but
the field
Cooper had
between the
not
20.
fallen off a cliff.
No,
Flacco, he
Cooper
fell off a cliff
was-
after that.
Cooper
Yeah.
almost. Cooper in 5 games with Flacco doubled his per game production.
They were very good.
Like,
Yeah.
Very good.
he just went from here to here,
But-
and then down, gone out.
But-
so I think Flacco can turn the guy that he wants, and he did the same thing for Njoku. He can turn the guy that he wants
But
That's
into
strong,
a star.
That's
Here
a
we-
strong
here we go
statement.
again. We are-
That's a strong.
No, I mean, just look at the production with Cooper and Njoku.
The 5 Flacco games have become Deshaun's second half against Baltimore.
Hey, boy.
Just clinging to life to those
Well,
5
give me
games.
10 halves versus 1 half.
Well, no, I hear you.
The
but
Baltimore thing was such an anomaly.
I hear you, but it's just funny to me. It's that everyone is clinging to the 5, and he was great. He was great for those 5 games.
That's all we got, Jay.
But
That's all we
we're
got,
talking
bro.
17 is
He said-
tripled 5.
He
plus
said
2
he
That's
more.
all we got.
He said he can make him a star. I said, dang.
Listen, that's why the Thrash thing. I mean, what if he decides that I just love throwing it to Thrash?
Well, then
Yeah, you
Jamari
never know.
Thrash is about to be a very rich man.
All right,
And
guys.
oh, Joe Flacco, half of it.
We got super chats to wrap up today's show. First couple super chats come from James Mace Jr. and Dragon the Abandoner, who were going back and forth, and they were super chatting back and forth. Let's just say I love
right.
you guys. James
that like a
Mace
battle
said,
of the rap
"This
battle?
is
Super
the
chat
best."
clash.
No, but these are good. We like
Okay.
these.
All right.
James Mace says, "This is the best sports show in the nation." Dragon the Abandoner says, "This is not the best sports show in the nation. It's the best sports show in the world." And then James Mace replied, "This is by far the best sports show in the nation."
Let's go.
Shout out to James Mace and Dragon the Abandoner. That is the best super chats we've ever had.
That's pretty funny.
James
actually.
Mace also said, "G. Bush, what do you predict Flacco's stat line to be on Sunday?"
351 yards, 3 touchdowns,
6 interceptions.
3 touchdowns, one interception, but he also has a strip sack on his record too.
Oh, boy.
2 turnovers, and the strip sack happens in their own territory, cost him the game low key.
Oh.
But low key, I
Ryan
said,
Keller says, "Bull, you got to stop glazing Joe Burrow."
it's kind of hard to do that.
I mean, he's a top.
What does he want me to say?
Bull's not alone.
he's very glazable.
Do you want me to rip him?
Very clip. Ball.
So, Jay's pounding it hard. Bull's got it coming in his face.
No, I
and
wasn't.
you're glazable.
Jeez.
we gotta get this together before the TV show happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on. We're gonna regroup because this cannot happen on KYC in 9 minutes, guys. We have to be a little more presentable. James Mace also says the Cincinnati Bengals are who we think they are, and on Sunday at 1 o'clock, the Cleveland Browns will not let them off the hook.
I think they're pretty good. That's who I think they are.
Yeah, I mean that's to say that everybody. I don't know. I get
Yeah, all right,
I
bro.
get that we all want our team to be good. I get that. I understand that. I
I'm
want our
trying.
team to be good too.
We're trying.
And I want the Bengals to be 0-17 every year, Bull. But you can't.
don't blame you.
You got to look at the facts and you've got to acknowledge them. And the facts are the Cincinnati team is a very good team. That's who we all think they are.
All right, next one.
Sorry.
Jordan D'Agostaro says, McNuggets, good luck in your race. I completed a half marathon in Bowling Green with a time of 2 hours and 18 minutes. That is very impressive, Jordan. Shout out to you. Daryl Green has 2.
Daryl
Gee.
Green, the
Wow,
former
the world's
Redskins
fastest,
corner.
former fastest man in the NFL.
I can
Yeah, who
only
knew he
assume,
watched the
yes.
show?
I can only
Big fan.
assume.
And
He
sent
says,
Super
G.
Chat.
Bush, you're officially fired as CEO of the Kool-Aid Mafia, picking the Browns with 5 wins, punt on the season. Wait and see, and
That's a
now
Kool-Aid
judge the
pick.
takes. Don't you dare touch that pitcher when Flaccavelli throws for 4,500 yards.
By the way, you haven't seen my prediction yet. You got to watch the show.
That's coming up in the TV show.
Ah.
Clay Daddy 25
He's still the
says,
leader
G.
of the
Bush,
Kool-Aid
that
Mafia.
hat
Don't
is
worry.
tough. Love the show. Go Browns.
Appreciate it.
G.
And
Bush
our last
invented
Super
the
Chat-
Kool-Aid Mafia. You can't kick him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a lifetime member.
He has to be impeached.
I mean,
Overthrown by
unless
the
there's
board.
a hostile takeover and the board votes him out.
And I'm also Tommy Mansky's secretary. Back to back AAU national champion.
Tom Mansky. This is the videotape that gets results.
That's
Freddie
Fred
McGriff.
yeah.
He had that who farted hat on.
That boy was-
You know the kind you buy at the truck stops?
Yeah.
That say a big foam lid.
Yep.
This instructional video that gives results.
man,
And
boy.
our last super chat comes from Miss Bell 70,
I'm a
who says,
Mansky.
I predict Flacco out, DG in, so Shador can play. It won't take long. The sooner we see Shador, the better.
Well, that's one game. It happened in the 16. RG3 started, got hurt the first game. McCown came in, got hurt the second game. They go and get Charlie Whitehurst. He gets hurt. And they ended up with Cody Kessler.
I mean, I
Shador
remember
Sanders and RG3 definitely don't have the same fan base right now.
they do not. I remember Charlie Fry starting the opener and getting traded on Monday.
That was
I
wild.
remember that too.
That was
Yeah, dog. Not only are
that
you
was
benched,
crazy.
you are not allowed to visit Berea the rest of your life.
That
You are so bad.
You are out.
I mean, think about that.
I've never seen that before.
Opening
Yeah,
day
I don't think it's ever
quarterback,
happened.
Week 1 quarterback traded.
that has never happened to any other team.
And it was like
There's a lot of things about the Browns you could say. Only
I've
they've
never
done
happened
it.
before.
never.
They didn't bench him. They didn't put him to 3 on the
they
depth
put him
chart.
in a UPS box and sent him to Seattle.
They got a kicking tee and 3 footballs from some team to take him.
And he had like a Big Mac value meal too. It was like the Charlie Fry value meal.
McDonald's was on line 1 saying, "What are we supposed to do with all these cups?
It was literally like
Send them
Monday,
to a third
my
world country."
God.
to love
Monday
them.
or Tuesday. They traded him.
Yes,
It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, all the jerseys.
Yeah, you know
was
what? Never
gone.
mind.
Yeah,
He's gone.
yeah,
He's out.
We tripped.
All right, guys, we're heading over to KYC. Download the
Hope they
WKYC Plus
trade
app if you
Flacco
don't
on
live in
Monday.
Northeast Ohio. We'll give you our pre-written
series.
headlines and everything you need to know
Things the
about the
Browns
Browns
done
versus
that no one
Bengals
else
on
has done.
Sunday.